You know, a lot of the times God is speaking to us, but we fail to listen to him. I know many times in my life I have said to God, God, I need your confirmation. I need you to tell me if this is for me or if it's not for me because I'm struggling. And I know that your wisdom is wiser than my own. And I know that I cannot afford to be wise in my own eyes. So I need you to guide me. I need you to help me. And I need you to instruct me. I need your discernment in this period and in this season of my life. I'm like, God, I need you. And you know, when I say that to God and when I truly surrender to God, I gotta make sure that whatever I ask God for, that I'm able to prepare myself to receive the answers to the prayers that I've prayed for, even if those answers are not the answers that I want to hear. There are so many times, y'all, where I have asked God to confirm things. I've asked God to confirm jobs. I've asked God to confirm even possible friendships or even like relationships that I should be in. And y'all, when God be telling me to let it go, it's really hard. When God be telling me no to my prayers, I'm like, God, why are you telling me no to this? I'm like, listen, come on. Come on. This is crazy. Like, I remember even this one time, there was this guy that I really liked, and I was just like, God, I need you to give me confirmation if he's the one for me. Like, is this my husband? Is this, someone that you desire me to be with? And I remember this person saying, that, he had heard from God, like I was the one for him, and then he had a dream and everything. But I kept saying, I was like, God didn't give me that confirmation. Like, I do not feel that release in my spirit. But because I was really digging this person and because I truly care and I love, still have love for this person, right? I was like, you know what? He could be right. Even though God didn't give me that confirmation. And God was telling me all along, he was like, allow me to lead you. Like, just not only pray to me, but wait to hear my response. Because many times, because we fail to be patient, right, to hear the voice of God, because we fail to be patient to allow God to respond to our prayers, we go out and we make radical decisions that we ain't got no business to be making. And we do it out of our own emotions. We do it out of anxiety. We do it out of worry. We do it out of people pleasing. And I just remember God was giving me confirmations, and I was ignoring all the flags. Like, God was like, y'all really don't have the same spiritual gifts. Like, it doesn't really compliment you well in that. I'm like, yeah, but God, he's a good man. He know how to love me. He know how to care for me. Jesus is just like, girl, yeah. You gonna tell me what's good for you when I created you and I know what's best for you, And it's just like, God was giving me so much stuff, y'all, so much confirmations. And I just really didn't realize it. When you be feeling that feeling in your gut that's like, I don't know, then it's not for you. Anytime you feel that, I don't really know, it's not. God will always give confirmations to you if you go to him with any decision, whether it's small or big. If you just allow God into your life and you allow him to be able to guide you and to tell you, which way to go, which person to entertain, which job you should accept, all those things. Like, God answers everything. I'm telling y'all, even if it's not the response that you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times in relationships, especially in my own personal life, I'm like, oh God, he's great. He's great. I think he's a great guy. And God is just like, yeah, he's great, but he's not great for you. He great for her, but he not great for you. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow because I'm like, well, I already invested so much time and energy into this. And God is just like, but you never consulted me on it. Like, you never waited to hear my response on it. So you made an irrational decision without my, expertise. Like, God is the expert at everything. He created everything and he knows everything and he knows everyone. Everyone's hearts is like literally a platter before his eyes. So it's just like, y'all, God has spoken to me so many times concerning certain things. I'm just like, oh my Lord. I be like, sometimes I'll find myself asking God, God, confirm, like, confirm the ministry for me. Like, am I supposed to be on YouTube? Am I supposed to be doing this? Because I'll be honest with you, y'all, like, everything for God's glory. But I didn't choose ministry. Ministry really chose me. Like, I asked for it. I asked to be used by God, but not in this way. Like, I was very specific in what I asked for. And God was like, but that's not what I have for you. I have better. So it was just like, okay, God, I understand. I get it. So just with that being said, it's so important that you wait to hear the voice of the Lord and that you are willing and obedient to not only hear his voice, but to respond to what he is saying. God is never going to force you to do anything. God is a God of free will, but he's also there to support you when you choose to make a decision that honors and pleases him and a decision that is acceptable in his sight. So we got to make sure that when God is speaking to us, that we allow the other voices around us to be muted. We got to learn to turn up the notifications of God and mute everything else. I feel like when God is talking to you, you can't afford to put yourself on Do Not Disturb. You got to be willing to just listen to what God is saying to you and to be able to adhere to his instructions. I'm telling you, God's instructions is the best wisdom, the best advice that you will ever receive in your whole entire life. God is good and he knows what's best for you and he knows everything about you. And when God is speaking to you, when God has a word for you, he will confirm it in different ways. Like, God is not going to leave you stranded. He's not going to abandon you. He's not going to forsake you. He's going to continue to be there for you. But you got to be willing to step out and do the things that he's asked you to do. And you got to be willing to listen to his voice. Because I remember one time my sister even said to me, she was like, Nia, what's the sense of asking God for wisdom and then he gives you wisdom and then you totally disregard it? Like, it's like, what's the sense of asking him for wisdom if you're going to do that? I remember one time my sister had a dream. We was going out to take, it was a couple of like driving lessons, right? Currently in driving school. So we was taking driving lessons and my sister had a dream. And in the dream, it was like, we got into a car accident and it was a result of construction being done on the road. I don't know why. Where I live, in New York, I don't know, just they always be digging up the road, and it's just like, for what? Like, it's taxpayer dollars, y'all. Where is it going? But yeah, so they was digging up the road, they was doing construction, and my sister was like, yes, we crashed. And literally, my instructor called and she's like, all right, I'm about to leave, I'm on my way. And my sister's like, we gotta tell her she cannot come. My sister was so quick to make sure she listened to the voice of God. She wasn't hesitant. Like, she knew when God was speaking to her, and she made sure that she yielded to his instructions and that she listened to what he had to say. Because what my sister could have done is she could have had the dream, and could have chosen another route, and something probably could have happened to us worse than the dream, So it's like, and I respect my sister for that, because my sister was like, nah, we're not going out. We have driving lessons together anyways. She was like, we're not going anywhere. She's like, my stomach's starting to hurt. This was after she had the dream. She woke up, she was like, nah, She's like, this is God telling me you're not going nowhere and you don't need to go anywhere. So, yeah. Listen, y'all, God is good. And you just got to make sure you listen to the voice of the Lord and obey his instructions. I'm telling you, he knows exactly what you need, when you need it, how you will get it, and how he's going to give it to you.